we do want to tell you an update on a big ACLJ success story, and it is something that we've been working on hard. And I know that Jordan and the team, the legal team, has been focused on a lot of the legal work we do here. Yesterday,
Jordan, this is something that's kind of been overshadowed by a lot of the political things going on. But yesterday, a Court of Appeals upheld an abortion ban in West Virginia, and this had to do specifically with the abortion pill. West Virginia had included that in its state ban, once again, when these issues went back to the states after the overturning of Roe versus Wade through the Dobbs decision. And the manufacturer of mifepristone, GenBioPro, went after the state, suing it, basically saying, we're FDA approved, you can't regulate or deny our drug in your state. And what we saw yesterday at the Court of Appeals is that it upheld that West Virginia can do just that. And we filed alongside an amicus brief in this, helping support the case of the state. This is now the second court win, if you will, that we're seeing with the ACLJ fighting alongside, this time not representing West Virginia, but supporting their arguments with our amicus as we fight with our good friend J.B. McCuskey, the Attorney General of West Virginia, against leftist policies trying to dictate how West Virginia can operate.
Yeah, and I speak to this. I think that when you look at the bigger abortion issue and the bigger battle for life, you could take the big kind of broad stroke defunding Planned Parenthood, but then you have to go into the states, right, and actually legislate this and defend this in court on a different scale, which is the industry around abortion. And you're talking about big pharma taking you to court. So you talk about all these industries that this is why when you put out a ban on abortion and the funding to Planned Parenthood, you have to be ready for a full-scale battle, because it's not just, you got pro-abortion groups on the other side of this. No, you have industries on the other side of this that they make their money off of selling pharmaceuticals that end human life. And this is one of those. And the idea here is that while something might be legal by the FDA, does a state have to approve its use? And I think that after Dobbs and after the overturning of Roe versus Wade, the answer is no. And this gives the ability to, again, actually have these conversations and these battles at the state and local level where they should be, instead of Washington, D.C. And that's what the judges here decided to do, is that the federal government does broad things, and then the state actually has to implement it and protect its people and decide what's the best use. And remember, this pill started being really, I'd say, overused likely during COVID, because it became an easy way for them to prescribe an abortion without having to actually carry out the procedure. And so, listen, we know that these battles can get complicated, but I think you have to look at it from the bigger picture for life, is that you can pass all these laws, you can give states all the ability to do things. If they don't actually go in and do it and then defend it in court, you actually haven't won.
Yeah, and for 35 years, we've been fighting this battle. And that's why when we talk about 35 years of justice and our 35 years of justice drive, we're also talking about justice for the unborn, justice for pro-life pregnancy resource centers. We've been battling against Planned Parenthood, the abortion industry, for so long with the focus of the states. Now we're focused on the states. The fight has multiplied times 50. So you got to think about that. Originally, we were just fighting Roe versus Wade, if you will. And we'd always would talk about, all these little state initiatives were great, but they didn't really mean a whole lot because you had that federal approval of abortion.
That's changed.
Now that's changed, and all of those little cases that at one point were sort of theoretical or on paper, all those trigger laws, it all changed a couple years ago. But what that really meant was not that they went away, that it 50 times started happening more and more. And we need your support now more than ever, and really could help expand our resources in that life fight. So right now, I encourage you to go to aclj.org/3535 or scan the QR code, or just go to aclj.org. We always want to make sure we provide all the great content that's there. Tons of great content for absolutely free, and we appreciate you checking it out. But of course, if you give right now, your giving and your donations are doubled during this drive.
I would say this too, on all the issues that we work on at the ACLJ, this is the one where legally we always can utilize more resources, because this is a good example of it. On the one hand, you're going after the interest group, Planned Parenthood in court. Then you're going after states, because states themselves are doing these campaigns, going after pregnancy centers, like we've seen in Massachusetts, like we've seen in California. So then you're taking on massive states. And then in this case, you're taking on big pharma. These are not, just simple, easy, well, we won the war, so we're going to win all the battles. And while you might feel like we won the war with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, it really just actually started.
Yeah, and it got even more.
It actually, all it did was level the playing field for us to where we could go in and we could have legislation in states that were predominantly pro-life, and then we could defend that in court. I mean, that's really all it gave us the opportunity to do. And so to build on it, if you really do believe it's a life or death matter, there's never enough resources. I mean, we're dealing with an industry that gets $500 million
just from the government,
from the federal government, and that's not including, by the way, what this biotech company got.
And we tried to stop. And we tried to stop it, and look what happened.
Right.
We're in it though.
You got to keep up the fight, and the resources can always be utilized. Because I will tell you, the attorneys that focus on that matter for us, there is always more to do. And so, if there's an opportunity to increase, one area, which I think, again, if it's a life or death issue, this is the one. And I think these are good examples of all the different kinds of people you have to go to court with, and the different kind of adversaries you have when you jump into an issue that is dealing with people's corporate bottom line.
And this is something, once again, this is a win in an appeals court with the state of West Virginia being able to uphold this ban. But at the same time, we're fighting in Massachusetts on two different cases. One being the defunding of Planned Parenthood, which in the updated TRO, the temporary restraining order, the judge even gave a hat tip to what she's thinking, saying that it's likely that the plaintiffs will succeed on some of their constitutional claims about defunding Planned Parenthood, that their money can't be taken away. It's now a constitutional right. So we're going to keep fighting there, but we're also fighting against the state and Ren. That's that pro-abortion advocacy group that we're conspiring against pregnancy resource centers, Logan. So the fight is across the board in many different states, and it's in ways we never could have imagined, even just a few years ago, that we would be having to fight.
We are so excited to announce the ACLJ's brand new app, completely redesigned to provide you with the best tools available to partner with us at the ACLJ. You can watch the daily Seculo program, sign the petitions, customize your ACLJ membership experience, donate with the click of a button, and receive up-to-the-minute critical updates that the mainstream media can't censor. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to your phone's app store, search ACLJ, and click install. It's that simple.